Most people think wealth is built with hard work. They are half right. Hard work matters. But hard work alone is not enough. There are millions of people who work harder than the rich, wake up earlier than the rich, sacrifice more than the rich, and still remain trapped in the same financial position for decades. This is the brutal truth Machiavelli would understand immediately. The world does not reward effort. The world rewards leverage. The world rewards perception. The world rewards timing. The world rewards people who understand power before they need it. Niccolo Machiavelli never wrote a book called How to Become Rich. But he studied rulers, merchants, generals, families, enemies, and ambitious men. He understood something most people refuse to accept. Life is not only a moral contest. It is also a strategic game. And money is one of the clearest scoreboards in that game. Not because money makes you superior, but because money reveals whether you understand value, influence, risk, patience, and human nature. Today, we are going to talk about 7 unspoken skills that can make you million. Not cheap tricks. Not fake motivation. Not wake up at 5 a.m. and drink lemon. These are deeper skills. Quiet skills. Skills that powerful people practice, but rarely explain. Because the moment everyone understands them, they become less powerful. Skill number 1, the ability to read hidden incentive. Most people listen to what people say. Powerful people watch what people are rewarded for. That difference can change your entire life. A company may say it values loyalty. But who gets promoted? The loyal worker who stays late every night. Or the person who brings measurable revenue, builds important relationships, and solves painful problems. A market may say it values quality. But what actually sells? The best product, or the product with the strongest distribution, clearest message, and most emotional promise? A person may say they want fairness. But what do they protect? Their ego, their status, their comfort, their reputation. Machiavelli would tell you not to be hypnotized by official language. Every kingdom has a public story and a private engine. The public story is what people say. The private engine is what moves decisions. If you want to become wealthy, you must learn to see the private engine. Ask yourself everywhere you go. Who benefits? Who loses? What is being protected? What is being avoided? What is rewarded here? What is punished here? The poor often ask, what is the rule? The rich ask, what is the incentive? This is not cynicism. It is clarity. If you understand incentives, you stop wasting energy trying to win games that were never designed to reward you. You stop asking for approval from people who profit from keeping you small. You stop believing that good intentions are enough. You begin to notice where value is leaking. You notice what people desperately want but cannot easily get. You notice what businesses pretend is complicated but could be made simple. You notice what customers complain about again and again. That is where money hides. Money hides inside pain. Money hides inside inconvenience. Money hides inside fear. Money hides inside status. Money hides inside desire. The person who sees incentives clearly can walk into a room and understand the real conversation before anyone says it aloud. That person has an advantage. An advantage repeated over time becomes wealth. Skill number 2, strategic silence. Most people talk too much. They explain too much. They reveal too much. They negotiate against themselves before the other person even speaks. They show excitement too early. They show fear too quickly. They confess their weakness to people who have not earned their trust. Machiavelli understood that power often lives in what is not said. A ruler who reveals every thought becomes easy to predict. A negotiator who reveals every need becomes easy to control. A creator who reveals every plan too early invites doubt, imitation, and interference. Silence is not weakness. Silence is a weapon of patience. In business, silence gives you information. When you stop rushing to fill the empty space, people reveal themselves. A client reveals their true budget. A partner reveals their insecurity. A competitor reveals their desperation. An enemy reveals their plan. Most people cannot tolerate silence. They feel awkward. They feel pressure. They want to appear friendly, open, agreeable. So they talk. And while they talk, they expose the map of their mind. A wealthy person learns to speak with intention. Not every thought deserves a voice. Not every plan deserves an audience. Not every victory deserves an announcement. Sometimes the best move is to build quietly. Let others underestimate. Let them believe you are ordinary. Let them show their cards first. Strategic silence also protects focus. Every time you announce a dream, part of your brain feels rewarded as if you already achieved. People praise you for the intention. You receive emotional payment before the work is done. That is dangerous. A silent person collects results before applause. A loud person collects applause before results. And in the long run, results have more power. If you want to become rich, practice saying less than necessary. Not because you are hiding evil, but because your energy is expensive. Your attention is expensive. Your plans are expensive. Do not give them away cheap. Skill number 3, reputation engineering. People do not pay you only for what you can do. They pay you for what they believe you can do. That belief is called reputation. And reputation is one of the most powerful financial assets in the world. Machiavelli knew that appearance matters. He did not say appearance is everything. But he understood that people judge before they verify. They decide who seems strong, who seems competent, who seems trustworthy, who seems dangerous, who seems valuable. Then they act based on that perception. In modern life, your reputation reaches the room. Before a client answers your email, they have a feeling about you. Before a viewer clicks your video, they judge the title and thumbnail. Before an investor hears your pitch, they judge your confidence, language, and track record. Before a customer buys, they ask silently, "Can I trust this?" Reputation engineering means you do not leave this to accident. You intentionally build proof. You build visible signals of competence. You build consistency. You build a clear identity in people's mind. You become known for something specific. Not "I can do anything." That sounds weak. You become the person who solves one painful problem extremely well. The market rewards clarity. A confused reputation is expensive. A clear reputation compounds. Think about the difference between two people. One says, "I do marketing, design, sales, coaching, editing, and maybe consulting." Another says, "I help real estate agents turn cold leads into booked appointments using short-form video." The second person feels more valuable immediately. Why? Because specificity creates authority. Authority creates trust. Trust lowers resistance. Lower resistance creates sales. Reputation is not fake image. Fake image collapses under pressure. Real reputation is the public shadow of private discipline. You cannot simply pretend forever. But you can choose what you repeat until people remember it. You can choose what problems you attach your name to. You can choose what standards you refuse to break. You can choose what stories people tell when you are not in the room. Poor people often hope to be discovered. Rich people design how they are discovered. They understand that attention is crowded. If you do not define yourself, the world will ignore you or define you badly. Your reputation should answer 3 questions. What do you do? Why does it matter? Why should anyone believe you? When those answers become obvious, money moves faster towards you. Skill number 4, alliance building. No one becomes truly wealthy alone. Even the most independent millionaire depends on customers, partners, mentors, employees, suppliers, audiences, platforms, and networks. Power is social. Money is social. Opportunity is social. Machiavelli studied alliances because he knew that a prince without allies is always vulnerable. The same is true in business. A person with no alliances must fight every battle alone. They must find every opportunity alone. They must solve every problem alone. They must rebuild trust from zero every time. That is exhausting. The wealthy do not only collect money. They collect relationships with people who move money. They know who has distribution, who has capital, who has skills, who has credibility, who has access, who has information, who has influence. Then they connect value to value. Alliance building is not begging. It is not fake networking. It is not handing out business cards and pretending to care. Real alliance building begins with, before you ask, become you. Before you demand attention, bring value. Before you seek powerful people, understand what powerful people lack. Sometimes they lack time. Sometimes they lack trusted execution. Sometimes they lack new ideas. Sometimes they lack access to a younger audience. Sometimes they lack someone who can simplify complexity. If you can solve a problem for someone who has leverage, your life can change faster than years of isolated hard work. But alliances require judgment. Not every relationship is an asset. Some people drain attention. Some people bring chaos. Some people attach your name to failure. Some people want your ambition but not your discipline. Machiavelli would warn you to choose allies carefully. A weak ally can become a burden. A jealous ally can become an enemy. A dishonest ally can destroy your reputation. So build alliances with people who have complementary strengths and aligned incentives. You want people who win when you win. You want people whose future improves when your future improves. That is how partnerships become powerful. The unspoken rule is simple. Your network is not the number of people you know. Your network is the number of serious people who trust you with opportunity. Trust is the currency. Opportunity is the return. Skill number 5, emotional command. A person who cannot control emotion will eventually lose money to someone who can. Fear makes people sell too early. Greed makes people buy too late. Ego makes people reject useful advice. Anger makes people burn bridges. Impatience makes people destroy compounding. Envy makes people copy the wrong path. Machiavelli understood that human beings are not ruled by logic alone. They are ruled by fear, pride, hope, resentment, and desire. If you do not master your own emotions, someone else will use them against you. Every market is an emotional battlefield. Every negotiation tests your emotional control. Every public failure tests your identity. Every success tests your ego. This is why some people make money and lose it. They learn how to win, but not how to remain stable after winning. They become arrogant. They spend to impress. They trust too easily. They believe momentum is permanent. Then reality punishes them. Emotional command means you can feel something without obeying it. You can feel fear and still act. You can feel excitement and still investigate. You can feel insulted and still negotiate. You can feel urgency and still wait. This is rare. Most people are puppets of the moment. They think every emotion is an instruction. But emotion is information, not command. A wealthy mind studies emotion like weather. Storms come. Storms go. The captain does not become. He adjusts the sail. If you want to become rich, train yourself to pause. Before you reply. Before you buy. Before you quit. Before you attack. Before you celebrate. Before you trust. Pause. In that pause, you reclaim power. The world profits from your impulsiveness. Advertisements profit from insecurity. Platforms profit from outrage. Bad partners profit from loneliness. Scammers profit from greed. Weak competitors profit when you panic. Your calm is expensive. Protect it. Skill number 6, opportunity selection. Most people fail not because they have no opportunity. They fail because they chase too many. They scatter their energy across every new trend. Crypto today. Dropshipping tomorrow. Real estate next month. A podcast next week. A course after that. Then they wonder why nothing grows. Machiavelli would understand the danger of divided forces. An army that attacks in every direction becomes weak everywhere. A person who pursues every opportunity masters none. Opportunity selection is the skill of saying no to good things so you can say yes to the right thing. This is one of the most unspoken skills of wealth. The rich do not just work harder. They place themselves in better games. A bad game punishes talent. A good game multiplies talent. You must learn to evaluate the game before you enter it. Ask yourself, is this market growing? Does this skill compound? Can I build an asset here? Can I gain distribution? Can I become hard to replace? Is there real demand? Do people already spend money to solve this problem? Can I improve over time? Can I survive long enough to win? The wrong opportunity often feels exciting because it promises fast escape. The right opportunity often feels boring because it requires long obedience. But wealth is usually built in boring rooms. Studying customers, improving offers, building systems, repeating what works, cutting what does not, showing up when the emotion is gone. The world loves stories of sudden success because they are entertaining. But most fortunes are made through repeated intelligent positioning. A person chooses a valuable skill, applies it to a valuable market, builds proof, builds distribution, builds trust, then compounds for years. That is less exciting than fantasy. But it works. The ability to choose the right battlefield is more important than courage on the wrong battlefield. Do not ask only, can I win? Ask, is this worth winning? Because some victories make you richer. Other victories only make you tired. Skill number 7, controlled adaptability. The final skill is the one that separates survivors from victims. Adaptability, but not chaotic adaptability. Controlled adaptability. Most people are either too rigid or too random. The rigid person refuses to change. They keep using old methods in a new world. They blame the market. They blame young people. They blame technology. They blame luck. But the world does not care. The random person changes too much. They abandon every plan at the first sign of discomfort. They confuse motion with progress. They reinvent themselves every week and build nothing long enough to compound. Controlled adaptability is different. It means your vision is stable, but your methods are flexible. The destination remains. The route can change. Machiavelli wrote about fortune like a river. When the river is calm, wise people build banks and defenses. When the flood comes, the unprepared are destroyed. This is business. This is money. This is life. Change will come. Platforms change. Markets change. Technology changes. Consumer behavior changes. Regulations change. Your own energy changes. Your circle changes. Your opportunities change. If you cannot adapt, your success expires. But if you adapt without principles, you become lost. So you need both. A strong core and flexible tactics. Your core might be, I create value. I build trust. I protect my reputation. I study incentives. I control emotion. I choose leverage. I play long games. Those principles remain. But your tools can change. Your platform can change. Your offer can change. Your content style can change. Your business model can change. Your audience can change. This is how wealth survives. Poor thinking worships a single method. Rich thinking worships principles. A method is temporary. A principle can travel. The person who adapts with discipline becomes difficult to destroy. When one door closes, they do not collapse. They study the wall. They find another entrance. They build a key. They become the person who can survive different seasons. And survival is underrated. Because if you can stay in the game long enough, while learning faster than others, your chances of wealth rise dramatically. Now step back and look at the 7 skills together. Reading hidden incentives. Strategic silence. Reputation engineering. Alliance building. Emotional command. Opportunity selection. Controlled adaptability. None of these are loud. None of these require you to be born rich. None of these depend entirely on luck. But they require discipline. They require observation. They require patience. They require a willingness to see the world as it is, not only as you wish it were. That is the Machiavellian lesson. Not to become cruel. Not to become dishonest. Not to manipulate innocent people. But to stop being naive. Naivety is expensive. Naivety makes you trust the wrong people. Chase the wrong rewards. Speak at the wrong time. Ignore incentives. Mistake attention for respect. Mistake motion for progress. Mistake emotion. Mistake opportunity for strategy. The world is not waiting to explain itself to you. You must learn to read it. Every wealthy person, whether they admit it or not, has learned some version of these skills. They know how rooms work. They know how perception works. They know how value moves. They know how people decide. They know how to wait. They know how to reposition. They know how to turn knowledge into advantage. And that is the real path. Money is not only earned by doing, it is earned by seeing better, choosing better, negotiating better, positioning better, waiting better, adapting better. So do not only ask, how can I make more money? Ask a sharper question. What skill am I missing that keeps money from trusting me? Because money does not stay with the loudest person. It does not stay with the most emotional person. It does not stay with the most desperate person. Money stays where there is value, control, trust, leverage, and strategy. Develop those qualities and your life begins to change. Slowly at first. Then suddenly, you start noticing things other people miss. You stop reacting to every insult. You stop telling everyone your plan. You stop chasing every shiny opportunity. You build a name. You build allies. You protect your energy. You choose better games. And one day people call it luck. But you will know it was not luck. It was training. It was observation. It was patience. It was strategy. Machiavelli would say that fortune favors the bold, but not the reckless, not the loud, not the blind. Fortune favors the prepared, the disciplined, the adaptable, the person who understands power before power is needed, the person who builds quietly while others perform loudly, the person who studies human nature while others complain about it, the person who knows that wealth is not only about money. It is about becoming the kind of person money can multiply through. So begin with one skill. Do not try to master all 7 in one day. This week study incentives. Next week practice silence. Then refine your reputation. Then build one serious alliance. Then master one emotional. Then choose one better opportunity. Then adapt one method without abandoning your mission. Small changes, repeated consistently. That is how identity changes. And when identity changes, results follow. The world does not need to announce your transformation. Let your results speak. Let your silence speak. Let your reputation speak. Let your alliances speak. Let your calm speak. Let your choices speak. And when the time comes, let your wealth speak quietly too.